Okay, hello everybody. I hope everyone is doing well and I hope you have a good writing day. I'm here with Charlie Ray.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
So sorry, I just had the YouTube video on my thing, so it started talking
Oh.
back. Okay, so it was like multiple things. But Charlie, if you want to introduce yourself, talk about your project as little or as much as you want. Tell
Okay. Hi.
people what's up, what you're working on.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie, or charleeraewrites on YouTube. I'm currently working on a futuristic dystopian enemies to lovers story that I am calling Project Daydream. It's basically about a future where there's been a string of pandemics, and the most recent one is an insomnia pandemic. Anybody who's infected with this loses the ability to sleep for the rest of their lives unless they take a very sketchy treatment called deep sleep that basically gives them the ability to jump into other people's dreams. There's a murder, there's a little bit of mystery, there's some just other cool futuristic elements, and yeah, that's basically what it's about.
Okay, slay. Honestly, when you told me about that for the first time, the coolest
Okay.
ever.
Thank you so much.
Of course, it's literally so cool. If you guys are here, you probably know who I am. I'm Hannah. I'm currently going to be editing Project AOS, which is Project Ace of Spades. It is a religious fantasy / science fiction novel. Also, it's YA. I don't know why I forgot that. A bunch of titles. It focuses on like a trio of characters. I kind of compare it to like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, kind of, but it's religious fantasy, so like different realm situation. It has themes of grief, found family, bunch of fun stuff, and yeah, that is pretty much what I will be working on today. So yeah,
So
I
exciting.
think yes. It looks like Brooke is here. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I literally love you. Okay. Hope you guys have a great sprint. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
We appreciate it.
you.
Okay, I think Brooke might be the only one here, but we're gonna be chilling. We're
That's okay.
do you want to do questions? Because I have a question for you. Or do you want to
Okay.
get into writing?
Let's
Okay.
do the questions.
I thought about this on my drive home. I was like, I need to prep. Okay. So I wanted to know, like, if there is any stereotypical like writing rules, like don't describe what your character looks like by them looking in a mirror, or like don't be the first scene like them waking up, like stuff like that, like stereotypical like show versus tell rules like that. I was wondering if there are any rules like that that you break in your novel,
Oh my
because I
gosh.
think that is, if you do it the right way, it can be very effective.
I agree with you. That's interesting. So I don't know. I honestly I genuinely don't know.
That's okay.
like I am probably the most blind to my project that you could ever be as a writer to your project. It
Very
is
real.
pretty embarrassing. I will say that I typically, just going off of your example, I do typically like to explain how somebody looks in the thoughts of another person, or through dialogue, or through description, like as they're moving about the room.
Yes.
And as far as character names, sometimes I have this really weird habit of not naming my character, even though I know what their name is. I won't actually put it in the story.
Oh, so you know it, but you don't put it in.
Yeah, so I am in Project Daydream, but actually in my previous project that I was working on last year, I had sent some of my pages to a critique group, and they were like, they told me, I really like how you aren't naming your main character, and I was just like, wait, what? I did name her though; she has a name. I just didn't put it anywhere in the draft. So
Honestly, that's a talent. That's a talent.
just didn't
That's
even
a flex.
I didn't even think about it, honestly. So
That's actually that's a flex.
what about you? Do you know if you break any stereotypical rules?
I love breaking rules. Um, I'd say a big one that I like to break, I love to break show versus tell.
Mm,
Because I feel like there's a lot of, like there's, like, a funnel, and, like, you can tell certain things, and they show certain things, like, if that makes sense, and you go up, and you go, and you go up, up. So, like, my first chapter is, like, a bunch of telling because it's basically, like, reflecting the headspace that my character's in, like, that's the way that they're processing everything that's happening.
oh my
So
gosh.
I love breaking show versus tell. I will break it every day.
I will
Not
say that
all the time, but
yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that there is probably some like show versus tell in my
yeah.
draft as well. Obviously, I'm like working on the first draft. That's personally something that I like to avoid though. But I'm sure that like for me as someone who doesn't want to break that rule, I'll probably fix that in draft two. Whereas for
Mhm.
you, you're doing it purposefully. I think that
Yeah.
that's totally different.
Yeah, and it really depends on the project,
Mm,
'cause, like, sometimes you break it, and if it doesn't, like, fit or it doesn't make sense, you're like, "Well, excuse me?" But
yeah.
if it works, it works. Okay. I don't wanna see no thumb twiddling in here, LOL, facts. We we are here to get stuff done. Very,
Gonna
very
do
true.
my best. I'm a little scared,
You're
but
gonna
it's
be
gonna be fine.
struggling. Oh, if for whoever's here, if you've already been writing today and you wanna drop your word count, you can do that. Or if you wanna talk about, like, whatever project you're working on, please do. I love learning. Learning is fun. But I think we may be ready to get into the first one.
Okay.
Maybe? What do you think?
I'm ready. Is everybody in the chat ready? I don't know who's in here because I can't see on my side. So
Yeah, I think Sierra is the only one that's here,
hi,
'cause
Anna.
we broke him and left, yeah. She stopped by and said hi. The support is everything.
Love the
Okay.
support.
Okay, I'll pull up the Flocus if I can actually figure out how to do it. Okay, present. I should have done this before. Share screen. Share screen. Flocus. Share. And add stage. Okay. Perfect. Okay, wait. Yes, we are so ready. We're so ready. We are going to write like 1,000 words. I
My goal is 11 or sorry, 1500. I need to get to 1500 to meet my word goal for the day. So I need
yes.
to get back into the zone as soon
You
as
you
possible.
need an additional 1,500 or because I knew you said you had 1,100 already.
I need an additional
An
1500.
additional. Okay, we got this. That's
Okay.
that's good. You can
Yeah,
do like do 500 each time or something like that.
I'll try.
Or maybe not.
I'll do my best. We'll
Not
see.
this one. This one's a 20-minute, so maybe not. Okay, we're ready. So let's start in 3, 2, 1. I'm literally on mute. Okay.
Oh my God. How did it go? How was everybody's writing sprint?
Yes. It looks like Ian showed up.
Hi, Ian.
Yes. I did mess up the times. I made it seem like it was in the morning, so I'm sorry.
Oh no.
And also I normally do like boarding Saturdays, so like you're not the only one that was confused. All good. Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, Emily's here.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
So glad you're here. Definitely tell us what you're working on. We probably already know what it is because you talked about it, but hi friends. Not writing currently, heading out to dinner. Yes, thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Yes. Yes, hello. Hello, Ian. Just eating at the moment. You know what? Eating is important. I mean, how else are you gonna write if you don't get your nutrition?
Gotta eat.
Okay, so Charlie, how did it go? Lay
Oh my
down.
God. I had such a good writing sprint. I am telling you, like today has been the weirdest day because I told you before we started the stream that like it kind of started off really slow and then like I picked up the pace, but the words weren't very good. And this writing session, hold on, let me do the math. Okay, so
Okay, I'm ready.
1 second. So
Drum roll.
I didn't write as much as like you're probably expecting, but the words that I wrote, I'm really proud of. Okay, so I wrote 367 words, which isn't bad for 20 minutes.
That is for 20 minutes. That's good.
For 20 minutes, that's great. And I wrote like such a good paragraph about Kai's feelings for Alyssa, and I'm freaking out. Like it's so you can like feel the not the tension, but like it's like he's like just starting to recognize that he has like some sort of feelings for her and he's just like internalizing that. So
That's so sweet.
yes, it's a cute paragraph. So
Love a little visualization moment.
how about you?
I'd have to check specifics. I just like looked at it, but I have since moved. I edited through about 1,500 words, but as a as a caveat to that, this is a chapter where I'm only making very small, very small. So I basically read 1,500 words. So, but the next chapter is gonna be a doozy. I already know.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's still writing though. Like you're still being productive. You're still doing the thing. So
I just love sometimes I just love to read. Sometimes I just love to read my book. Crazy thought.
you should
Crazy
love
thought.
to, in my opinion. I personally flip back and forth because like I said earlier, you know, like if I read and I'm in drafting, I literally will just delete everything. I'll just delete it.
Yeah.
This is terrible. It's awful. I'm just going to start over. That's where my mind goes. But it's good that you can do that and not get those. Well, maybe you do have those feelings, but you can resist the urge at least. I cannot resist the temptation. So
No.
willpower.
Yeah. Usually I'm pretty good about it, but I was talking to you about this earlier, how I was like in a 3-month editing cycle
Mm-hmm.
of how like I don't know if I said this, I only got up to chapter 4 for 3 months.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I was like trapped because I was editing stuff that I already liked
Mm-hmm.
for no reason. So I wasn't going to be happy with what I edited.
Right.
So now, like, I reread the story and I actually annotated it, and then I started over. And so now I'm like going through the ones I already edited,
Mm-hmm.
and like, so that's helpful. So like, because of the mindset switch, I can do it. But like for the past 3 months, it was a time. It was a time. Never again. Never again.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what Emily's working on. I'm good. Working on beta edits for friend. Love
Very cool.
beta read, but hoping to do some work on Project Stargazer. I love You and Charlie have similar, like, it's like daydreamer, stargazer.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's awesome. She said that's so real.
Yeah.
I believe that was for you. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I saw that comment come in. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's relatable. I'm not the only one because I don't
Not.
really have very many writing friends in person. So me starting this YouTube thing, really just now I'm seeing that like, oh, my problems really aren't unique at all. Everybody can relate to the same things that I go through. So it's funny. I'm glad that you can relate to that, Emily. I'm so glad that I'm not alone.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Hi. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Yes. If you guys have any questions, definitely drop them in the chat, but no pressure, because I know it's I know it's a lot on the spot. So yeah, but we're going.
Also, sorry to like everybody. If you hear any weird noises in the background, that is my dog, and he can be very noisy. He breathes really loud. He walks really loud. He snores really loud. Sorry in advance. He just loves to lay right behind me whenever I'm like filming or doing something that I need quiet for.
Like, oh, you need quiet. Oh, you're busy.
Yeah,
I'm here too. Very true.
yes, exactly.
I am forming another question in my brain. It is forming currently. Oh wait, okay, thank you. Because it's gonna take a while to form. Okay. They say, what is your favorite genre blend or one you'd love to see? If you have an answer, you can go first. But if you don't, I'm gonna be thinking.
Me? Oh my gosh. That's a really great question. I mean, I'm kind of writing a sci-fi mystery novel right now. I really, but I feel like that's not really like a new thing. It's been done before. I really like
Cool.
that.
It should be done more.
I agree. I don't know. That's a great question. Don't I feel like maybe I need to be reading more to answer this question. I'm just gonna call myself out. I don't read as
every day. So my favorite. I I'm gonna say sci-fi fantasy because that's what I'm writing. Because I don't know, I just love like the juxtaposition of like science, but then there's also like a magical element. I think it's so fun. And I think when done well, it can be so cool. Like all of the old classics you read, where like what's a good example? I can't think of one where like it's a science book, but there's like some like external forces going on. I like those. I think it can be done well.
I'm trying to think of an example of that. One that I know.
There's one short story I can think of, but I can't remember the name at all. So, I may remember. Dog equals husband.
In this case, Ian, dog equals dog, but that's funny. That's really funny.
What is your favorite part of the drafting process?
Okay, so my favorite part of the drafting process, I actually have two favorite parts of the drafting process. So my first favorite part is when you first initially get an idea and you're really excited to write it, and then you just like jump in and you just start, and it's just so exciting, and all of the ideas are coming to you, and then they just stop, and it stops being my favorite part then at that moment. Because then it starts getting hard, and I don't really like
That's true. That's true.
My second favorite part is so even though I've never written like a full first draft of any like full length novel, I have done a lot of short stories, and my favorite parts are actually second round edits. I really love that because I can go back through and it like almost doing like line editing. I really love it.
That's
I find
true.
it fun.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry, the focus just went off. The focus just went off and it stressed me. I'm gonna pause it while we keep talking.
Okay.
I'd probably say the beginning too, like when you just come up with a new idea, because it's just like it feels so good to have like a bunch of different ideas like joined together and just like create the dream project basically.
It's like almost like a first date, and you're so excited.
That's
Like,
true. And then I'm trying to think if I have another one. I'd probably just say writing. Actually writing it, actually drafting, because editing's a situation. And also anything where my characters are interacting and funny humor stuff.
Oh, you know what else I really like is coming up with ideas. I'm seeing her second question, which is, do you feel like your approach to writing aligns more with plotter or pantser philosophy? I am through and through 100% a pantser. I tried plotting. It took all of the fun out for me. But to kind of blend these two questions together, I really enjoy the part of the process, like the drafting process, where I am creating, like doing all the world building and figuring out magic systems, or in this case, in my current project, technology it plays a huge part in my current project. And so that is probably one of my favorite, another favorite of mine.
Yes.
All the world building stuff.
I'd probably say the thing is I don't know, because the first project I ever worked on before AOS, I was like an extreme plotter. Like I planned out as much as I possibly could, but that project ended up I had to take a break. So I don't know if that's a good sign. But this project, Project AOS, I literally came up with the bare minimum. I had like the premise and then like 3 characters planned out. And that was my trio. I made my first 2, which was Ace and Biston, and then I was like, 2 isn't enough, so I added on another one. And then I just started writing. So I feel like pantser, but at the same time, like there have been many times in this editing process where I'm like, maybe I should just become the most extreme plotter ever, so I don't have to edit ever again.
Maybe you're a plantser. Like
Probably somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, I'm starting to westerns. That's honestly so fun. I honestly love that. That's a good idea. Or magic school murder mysteries, but I love a classic fantasy. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, both of those are good. Fellow pantser, yes.
Yeah, I can't do it, you guys. I can't plan to save my life. So
I also love the honeymoon brainstorming stage. It's so easy to get into a flow state during those initial few weeks, yes. But I usually hit a wall hard soon. After and have to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is real. You're like, wait a second. Maybe I need to chill.
Mine usually happens right around like the 12,000 word mark.
Oh.
Right around when I'm just like, okay, this is starting to get hard because now I don't know what happens anymore. And I have to actually think about it. And it just
Very true.
Or like really dig in and try to figure out what's going to happen.
I love like the term headlights writing, where like you can just see what's in front of you, because I like to plan out like the big plot points, like the big settings, specifically for journey books, because my book is a journey book, like what they have to do. But then like what actually happens there, I like to do it as I go, because it like keeps me inspired. I'm like, what will we come up with today?
Yeah,
like it's not all set in stone.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the fun parts about being a pantser. I mean,
Mhm.
the terms can be used interchangeably, right?
Yeah.
Like headlights writer, pantser.
Yes, I'd say so.
That is probably one of the more fun parts about being a pantser. But I do think in some areas, being a pantser can be more difficult than being a plotter, because you have to, like, if you get stuck, like I have a tendency to do, then you really have to figure out what's going on, and that can be hard if your headlights aren't working.
You're like, my headlights broke. I got the correct. The metaphor just keeps going. It builds upon itself. LOL, yes, I am a plantster too. Totally relate to plotting, taking the fun out of it. Very true. V.E. Schwab has said the same, so we're in good company. Facts. I love V.E. Schwab.
Me
I
too.
do need a little structure though. Also right on point.
Yeah, actually, like to kind of like go off of this, what I've been doing recently, because I've never finished a first draft. I've never finished a first draft of a full-length novel. It bothers me. It bothers me so much. I just want to finish it, right? So I've been taking almost like a hybrid approach, almost Planter vibes, where now I'm not necessarily plotting out the middle, but I'm doing brainstorming to try to come up with ideas before I actually jump into writing, which is something that I didn't do before. It's helping.
That does sound very helpful too, because then you're already like thinking of your project before you go in. You're like prepping yourself. You're prepping your brain.
What about everybody in the chat? Are you guys obviously Emily is a planter, but what do you guys
yes.
Everybody else? What are you guys?
We need to know.
Yeah, tell us in the comments.
Tell us everything.
I'm so nosy. I just want to know everything.
No,
tell
literally.
Me all projects, your writing style, your writing process. I gotta know it all.
Tell me everything. I'm done.
Oh my gosh. Do you know that feeling you get when you smile too hard and like the back of your head starts to hurt? That's happening to me right now.
No, I've never had that. But I do have that like after feeling after I get off a call or anything where like my mouth hurts because I've been smiling the whole time. It's
like the back of my head, like or something. I smile with the back of my head, I guess.
Like too much joy. Joy. I outline books 1 and 6, pants 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Ian, you're insane. I don't know how. Like, I watched your video the other day, and I think it's so cool how you actually draw out the not the scene. What am I thinking? The setting before you start writing. I think that's really cool. I never thought to do that before. It's a great idea.
That's so smart too, because like you have something to refer to. It kind of like puts you into like the character's head.
Yeah.
You know where everything is. No, I remember I was doing brainstorming for my first book, not Project AOS, the one that I was applauded for. And I was designing the building that these characters were living in. And I made like multiple floors and like where all the rooms were. And it took me like 8 hours. And at this point, I don't even think I'm going to use it when I do go back to that project, but it took so long. So time commitment is insane. Do you guys know, I can't read. Do you guys know how your books end before you start writing, or do you find it along the way? That's a great question.
That's a really great question.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first on this one.
Okay. So usually I say that like I've written lots of books. I've only written 2. I've only worked on 2. Usually I know. Like that's something that I figure out. It may not be necessarily like how the characters like fight back against the conflict and how they accomplish it, but I usually have like an end scene in mind, like a feeling that I want to capture, if that makes sense. But with Project AOS, I did know pretty early on how it was gonna end. Now for the other books in the series, I almost lied. I do know how book 2 ends, but I haven't planned out the rest of it. So maybe I just like endings. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, wow, that's a great question. So no, I don't know at all. So usually for me, it's such a weird thing. I was working on this project. This is the best example I have of this. I was working on this project. It was a dystopian, like post-apocalyptic survival book. And I had this incessant image in my mind of someone getting a water droplet like dropped repeatedly in the middle of their head at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was making me angry. So I actually got out of bed and started writing, and I wrote almost 10,000 words like in the next like 2 days because I was so obsessed with getting this out of my head. I had to. And I had no idea how that was going to end until I had gotten to like the 40,000 word mark. And then I just stopped writing it. I don't know why. I just stopped. But it was, I usually what I have is just a very thin idea, maybe an image in my head, or maybe a line, like a first line. And then I just branch off of that until I come up with the rest of it.
The water droplet? I can see that. That sounds so cool. I think you'll ever go back to it?
I want to, but I have to find it first. And of course, my laptop has been, I had a laptop last year. All of my projects were on it, and I accidentally spilled water all over the keyboard. So the keyboard doesn't work. So I have to figure out if I can access that to get to it. I don't know if I can though. It'll be a real bummer though, because it was a really fun idea.
That's so scary. I hope that you're able to figure it out because it'd be so sad.
I would like to go back. I know. I might have to have like a funeral for my like.
Bye. Oh, Ian. That was pretty short towards the water droplets. Same reaction. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I can't. I cannot.
Okay, just to clear the air, it definitely was not inspired by waterboarding. I just have to put that out there. It's actually, do you know, when you go into a cave and they've got those, what are they called?
Stalactites and stalagmites.
Stalactites, yes.
I forgot which one is on the ceiling though.
The ones that are on the ceiling and they're wet and the water drops and it makes that like clinking noise when it hits the wet surface of the stone. That's what it was inspired off of. But thank you, Ian, for
putting that image.
Yeah, the torture scenario. That's different.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Remove the hard drive, put it in an enclosure, read the data. I've done it plenty of times. Okay.
I'll just send it to you, Ian, because I don't know how to do that.
Like, please help. Please help. Okay. I think, are we ready? Are we ready for another one? Maybe. Okay, are we thinking 20 or do we want to go up 25?
I'm good with 20 or 25. I could do either. Whatever works for you guys.
So let's send it over. Okay, I think I'm going to change it to 25. Real quick. If I can actually learn how to work Flocus. There it is. Okay. My entire life story. Reset. Perfect. 25. Question mark?
Yeah, I think so.
Question mark? Okay. We're gonna do awesome. We're gonna get tons of words. You got the 3 4-leaf clovers earlier?
I did.
I did. One for each one.
Oh wait, let me show everybody.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you have to. We have to tell this story.
So I have a really interesting gift. I don't know where it comes from. Apparently, according to like my Irish friend, this could be the spirits giving me a message or just saying that I'm on the right path or whatever. But I have a really interesting ability to find 4-leaf clovers. I found 3 today during a 30-minute walk, and I put them in this little glass case. So these brown ones are some that I found a couple years ago. These 3 here are the ones I found today, and then this one I found last week. So I just thought that was interesting. It's shown
in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes,
it's a talent.
It is a talent. Yeah, I was just walking my dog, you know?
This is what I said.
So,
Okay.
good luck,
There was luck
everybody.
all around. There's luck all around.
Yes, I'm spreading it. Good luck to everybody in the chat.
Okay, wait. Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Tia. Okay, we will start. We will start now. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, I need to put it on the screen. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, start. My goodness, I was so in the zone. I heard that and I was like, what is going on? What's happening right now? I was mid-sentence. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna highlight that real quick so I don't forget to fix that.
I
Oh
love
my
it when that happens. That means that you're getting it done, you know?
Yeah, honestly, that's never happened. Usually I look up and it's like, oh, 1 minute. Okay. No, they caught me. How did it go?
Oh, it went so well. Okay, so word count for the day so far 2004 words. So I'm almost to my goal for the day.
Yay!
I wrote 467 words during that sprint, so a little
That's
more
awesome.
than last time. How about you?
Um, I don't know if I could know off the top of my head, but I made it to the end of chapter 3, which is good. And then I went back because I needed to like fix like a motivation thing to kind of describe why a character's acting a certain way. And so I was like, I need to go back and set this in stone. So I'm fixing that right now. That's what I was doing before. And then I'll move on to chapter 4, which I only have like 500 words written of because it's a new chapter in draft 2. So I'm excited. I always love when I get to draft instead of edit. Also, let me know if you can hear the rain and it's too loud.
Oh no, and I don't hear it at all.
I needed to open a window. I was hot.
How did everybody in the chat do? Let us
Yes.
know.
Oh my gosh, Tia, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, welcome. Okay. I spent that whole sprint making sure other people's children didn't tumble off my trampoline.
Oh no.
You know what?
That's great.
Good on you. Unfortunate, but also glad no one didn't tumble off. But why weren't they watching? I don't know.
Did you have a trampoline growing up?
I did not.
Oh,
I
sorry.
always wanted one. Did you?
I did have one. Yeah, it broke. It broke. We used it so much we destroyed it. Our dog would get up and like hang out with us on the trampoline too, and we were always doing like backflips and swan dives and stuff. It gave my mom a heart attack every single time we were out there.
Not a dive.
Yeah. It was fun though. I loved having a trampoline.
It's well loved.
Yeah.
Well
The amount of we didn't have one of those like safety buffer things though over the springs.
Yeah.
So the amount of times that I literally like fell in between those springs and got like pinched legs and pinched limbs.
Oh my goodness.
I still remember how it felt. It was awful. But it was really fun to have.
Okay. Was able to get 396 words. That is really good. Yay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I finished one length of Ivy and started on the next. Very fun. Actually, I also finished. Oh, there you go.
Good job.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. My dog wants to say hi.
Oh my goodness. Stop. What's your dog's name?
It's Roscoe.
I love that.
He's a good boy. Congrats
That's
to everybody.
So cute. Yes. Everyone's doing awesome. Let us know if you guys have any questions or if you just want to tell us anything. We're both nosy, so.
Very nosy. I actually had a question for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody in the chat, you, Hannah. When did you know you wanted to be a writer? Like, what was it that made you decide this is what I want to torture myself with?
I guess I can.
Yeah, you go first.
I'll go, and we'll let everyone type out their answers. So I was in engineering school. I got into college for biosystems engineering, and I spent about a year in engineering. And then I got to my sophomore year of college the fall semester, and I had started writing a book that April. I've never said this, but I started writing my very first project because one of my friends had died,
Oh,
and it was their own doing, and I was really affected by it in a negative way because I really felt like it should have been me, which is a terrible, terrible thought to have. But we had talked for a long time. They were an old friend. It was out of nowhere. I hadn't spoken to him in a while. And out of that, I decided that I wanted to write a story to kind of like address mental health and talk about mental health because I never wanted anyone to feel the same way that he had in that moment. And I kind of wanted to use the life that I did have and that I was given to kind of like make a change. And I never really had that before. Like I was kind of just going through the motions, doing stuff because like I felt like it was the successful thing to do. And so like that completely changed everything. And then I got to that fall and I was still in engineering school. I was extremely passionate about writing. I was doing it in every spare moment I had, even moments that I probably shouldn't have been writing that book because I ended up failing a lot of my classes in engineering. And I just started hating what I was doing and falling in love with writing and how it just felt like all the possibilities were there that I hadn't really had before. And so I ended up deciding to switch to English. I'm an English major now. And I didn't finish that book, but I want to go back to it because it's so important to me. But yeah, kind of a downer, but that's why I started writing because I grew up and I had loved books when I was little and I wrote little stories, but not more than any other kid would write. But then I grew up and I was like, I need to be successful. I need to get the right degree and do the right things. And then I was like, I don't have to do that. I can do what I'm passionate about and be successful and do all these things. So yeah.
yeah. I don't necessarily, well, I mean, it is obviously really sad how that first initiated you into
Yeah.
writing, but if you look at it on a more positive side, it's actually pretty inspirational that you were able to kind of like use all of like the pain and the hurt and the grief during that period of time and put that energy into your writing
Thank you.
project. That is like such a strong and healthy way to kind of like cope with
Yeah.
a loss like that. And I'm sorry
Yeah.
that you lost your friend in that way.
Thank
That
you.
really
I
sucks.
appreciate it.
Of course. For me, it's obviously not anything like that, but basically
Everyone's story is their own.
everyone's story is different. But essentially, when I was little, my parents, they've been divorced since I was like 2 years old. And so like every other weekend when it was my dad's turn to have us, we'd go to his house and he'd read me like Edgar Allan Poe, like the short stories um and just like poems. And he really encouraged us to read a lot. And actually, as punishment,
Mhm.
sometimes he would make us write words from the dictionary on the page, um, just as a fun way to torture
Yeah.
me. But a lot of the times he would take us to the library and to Barnes and Noble. And at first, I really only wanted to go to Barnes and Noble because I just love the smell of books. Like there's just something about that fresh paper smell and like
Yes.
the very well loved book smell that you get from the library that just really like, I don't know, I can even smell it now and I'm not like I can smell it, right? So I really love that. And then I just started picking up little stories here and there, reading little kids' books. Charlotte's Web. I really loved James and the Giant Peach. And, just kind of started reading and eventually it just kind of clicked in for me. But I actually had a brief moment where I stopped writing well, it
Yeah.
wasn't brief, actually, it was for a while, probably like 10 years or so that I stopped
Yeah.
writing. And then I went on a trip to Australia and I met this girl and she was just like, what was your dream job as a child? And I was like, well, I either wanted to be a veterinarian or a writer, but I'm no good at math. And there's no way in heck that anybody's going to let me into veterinary school because I'm not good. I'm not a math person. I'm worse at it. And you have to be good at math to be a veterinarian. So not for me. And she's like, well, are you writing anything? And I was like, no, not really. And we just had this conversation, like a really long conversation about, childhood passions can be turned into lifelong dreams. And this was in my like late 20s. And she's like, I'm gonna go work on. She was doing YouTube at the time. She's not anymore, but she was doing YouTube. I'm gonna go work on editing this video. Why don't you come with me and just try? Like, she encouraged me to, like, try to write something. And pretty much since that day, I have been all in on the idea of being a writer, like a published writer. So yeah,
I love that. I am 100% on board with the idea that like sometimes like your dreams when you're a child are like actually what you're supposed to be doing. Because when I was figuring out what I wanted to do, I was talking to my dad, and he's a geologist, so he studies rocks and minerals and stuff. And I was like, well, what did you want to do when you're young? And he was like, I always loved rocks, but I didn't think I could do it. And I feel like that's so true that like when you're a kid, you don't have any like things stopping you from thinking about what you want. Like obviously there's crazy ones that are kind of just out there. You're like, oh, I want to be a pop star and all this other stuff. I don't know. But like there's some that are like maybe you were just like trained out of thinking you could do that thing, and then later on you're like, actually I can.
That was me with writing. My dad really wanted me to be an engineer. I was like, I don't know where you're getting this idea that I'm going to do that. I hate
the
math.
Engineering pipeline.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to check the comments. Okay. I was 11 and didn't want to do anything else with my life. LOL, kind of bored. You know what, though? That's so fair. You knew. You never strayed. You never strayed. You knew.
That's actually kind of awesome.
Literally. I think I decided when I was 8 that I wanted to. That's awesome. That's so sweet. I grew up assuming I'd be an author, but as I grew and realized what the reality of work and adult life is, it fell away to dream. Yeah. Last year, I decided that the things I want only happen if I do them. Very true. Very true. Hannah, that is such a hard thing to experience, but I'm glad that you found a place to heal and be joyful. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. That was me too. Decided to stop thinking of it as a dream about a year ago and got serious about it. Very common theme is everyone being like, I'm going to get serious about this.
Well, I mean, with writing, like people always tell you like, oh, like even if you do become a published author, like you'll never be able to live off of that or like whatever. So people can be really
so discouraging.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're a child.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tia. I really appreciate it. See, there's another veterinarian once a year thing.
I wanted to be a veterinarian, but I also wanted to open up a wildlife sanctuary for manatees. I was like the nerdy kid in school who was making Save the Manatee posters during homeroom and like putting them up around school. And they were always being taken down because I didn't have permission to do that. But I would like go around and Save the Manatee posters up everywhere.
I love that. That's so cute. I'm actually dying. Have you gotten to see manatees in real life?
Yeah, I have.
That's a stupid question.
I have. Yeah, and sea turtles, dolphins, whales, things like that. Yeah, I've seen them.
The aquatic life.
Mm-hmm.
That's such an incredible story. I stopped writing for a long time too before rediscovering how much I love it. Aw, that's so sweet. I haven't grown up yet. Facts. Yeah. Experimenting with what I want to do. Everybody. Yeah. I also stopped writing for a while from 17 to 24 because I was more worried about making money. But I'm so delulu about this, I'm gonna make it. That's real. And Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say sometimes it requires a certain level of Delulu to do this, though. Like
No.
it really honestly does. If you're not doing it for fun and you want to make it like a professional thing, it does require a certain level of Delulu to to
No.
to get through it, I think.
I am on board with the fact that, like, writers are the most delusional people ever. Like, I'll be, like, talking to myself on the drive home, like, explaining why I made a certain book choice. Be like, "Yeah, I just" like, I'm in an interview or something, I'll be, like, signing my little practice signature. I'll be doing all the little things.
Oh my god, I was actually doing that earlier. I was taking my dog out, and I was on the sidewalk in public outside, and, like,
No.
nothing, like, at all insulating the sound from what was coming out of my mouth. But I was like talking about my project out loud to myself. And there was this guy, like he pulled over, his window was down, and I was like, oh no. And I like ran back inside so fast. It's embarrassing.
So insane. I would die. I would just crash on the pavement.
It was pretty embarrassing. Yeah.
We're all gonna make it. I believe in us. Yes. We literally have created world and characters in our heads and talk to ourselves constantly. I fear we're probably the most Delulu people out there. Very real.
100%.
No doubt. Yes, my Snapchat memories could be used against me as blackmail for how many plot problems I solved to myself in there. That's so real. That's me, because, like, we were talking about this earlier, and Charlie Ray made a video about this today, about, like, thinking of it in the car. And I use, like, voice memo. Like, I pull up voice memo on my phone, and I'm like, okay, future Hannah, this is how we're going to solve everything in this book. And, like, if I'm honest, I don't think I've watched a single one of those. I don't think I've listened to them. But, like, I usually remember, so.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to work it out loud. I mean, if you don't have another person to bounce the idea off of, or you don't want to bounce the idea off of with another person, then yeah, talking to yourself out loud can help.
Yes. Too real. Very true.
I must
Very
have looked like a freaking crazy person, honestly.
You're just vibing. You're in your own little world. I'm not embarrassed to talk to myself anymore because high school speech and debate was a lot of talking to walls in public. Real.
Oh.
That's awesome. I never did speech and debate. You got those arguing skills. I don't know what was in my drink, but you don't have to go back. It's working it aloud that helps. That is true. That is true. Okie dokie. I'm gonna look at the time. Okay, it's 8:37. So I guess if we want to do another sprint, we need to do one. Do we want to do a 20 or 25 or less or more?
I'm okay with 25.
Okay, okay. That is a good skill. Okay, I will go ahead and go to focus. I finally figured out how to do it really fast. Okay. Everybody ready? Drum roll, please. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody.
How did you do?
I didn't get done as much as I wanted to, but I still got a good amount done.
Okay.
Read through everything that I had written already for chapter 4, but I haven't finished chapter 4 yet. So,
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I reached my goal for the day. So total word count for the day is 2,601 word. In that sprint, I did 597 words.
That's really good.
So,
That's amazing.
yeah, and
That's
I'm
good
like,
for 25.
yeah, I'm really excited because obviously I'm a headlights writer, but like I am coming up with some like cool ideas for this scene. And it's pretty intense to write it. I was like on the edge of my seat. Like I love it when that happens.
It's the best feeling.
It
It's
really
the
is.
best feeling.
How did everybody do?
It's a killer. I think I got 200, but I have screaming children in my house, so LOL. Very fair.
Yeah.
Very fair.
200 is still good though for 25 minutes, especially with screaming children.
No, yeah. Honestly, all of the writers that are also mothers at the same time are on a different level.
I
Because
can't.
there's
How?
so much. Let's see. 771 hit 5K.
Great job. Congratulations.
Oh, yes. That is so exciting. Very true. Everyone is accomplishing very much. I just finished another Ivy length. Yay!
Good job.
Excellent. I might do one more than switch, very fun. Very fun. I'd be interested to know like the logistics of how you make them. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, is it crochet? I don't know the term ivy. I'm just over here cheering you on, like in the most unaware way ever. So please tell us.
I'm also in the dark. I'm not sure.
I was just like, yay! I'm turning words away from hitting 20K in my project. So I'm like, you should.
Yeah, definitely keep going.
I'm in support because like that's so close. That's like a paragraph. That's solid. Yes, LOL. I honestly just rewatched the video that I just posted. It's writing related, right? That counts. Honestly true. It is. Sometimes you need to look back and inspire yourself. And also make sure that there aren't any errors in the video. I relate. Yes, very much. It does count. Okay. I crochet the whole thing as one piece. Leaf, stem, another leaf, another stem. However long I want it to be, then I start with a new one. I'm making different lengths for variation. That's so fun. So you're making like a bouquet situation, I'm assuming. Or I'm just dumb with the different lengths. Either way, that's extremely cool. That is a skill that I do not possess. That is very cool. Airs like double words. How did I write related lines? Me every day. I have no idea. I just edited it. Yep. Very, very true. Okay, let's see. It is 9:08. So I think that's our last sprint unless you want to do another one. Cuz we said 7 to 9, so you can say no.
How's everybody feeling in the chat?
That's
Does
very
everybody
true.
want to do another sprint?
Because that would be a lot. And I'm also tired, but I'm also available. So
I am also available. I have to at some point eat some dinner. But other than that, I'm like free as a bird.
let's see. Put a picture in the Discord. Exactly. Perfect. Okay, we have one person
Yeah,
down
you're
the
gonna
road.
get that 200 words out.
We have to, like, we can't leave you behind. Y'all are tired, give yourself a break. We can do sprints on the Discord. That's true. Host choice. That's my worst nightmare. I'm good for for anything. We can call it if you want. Should we call it?
Hold on, let me see where I left off.
Okay. Because I'm at a good stopping point.
I left off 2 sentences into a new paragraph.
Okay, so do we want to do one? We could do like a mini. We could do like a 10.
Yeah, let's do a mini one.
Okay, we'll do a mini one.
Holly was late, so she wants to do one too.
Yes. Okay, let me go ahead and set that up for 10 minutes real quick. It'll take a few seconds. Okay, 10. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let me share that. Final sprint. Final chance to get everything down. Everything good. You guys are going to do awesome. It's going to be amazing. And let's start in 3, 2, 1. Okay. How did it go?
Okay, so let me do some quick calculations.
Okay.
How did it go for you while I'm doing this?
This is my first time actually drafting on a stream, so I actually have a word count, which is crazy. I got 174, which is not that
Okay,
much, but I'm happy.
that's good. I got 226 words today, total 2,827 words.
That's
So,
crazy. That's a crazy good word count, especially because I know that you said that you took a long break.
yeah, I did because
Until
I wrote this morning. I went to the farmer's market and I got these like cute stickers at the farmer's market. And yeah, they're like super, super cute.
I love those are so cute.
But I got these stickers and then I came home and I took my dog out. We went for a walk and I just kind of relaxed. So yeah, I definitely, I don't know how that happened, but almost 3,000 words today.
It's a good
So,
day.
yeah, very good day. How did
It's
everybody in the chat do?
I blinked and it was over.
That was a quick sprint.
That went by so fast. Yes. Okay.
Woo! Good job.
You got over
Congrats.
your goal and in 10 minutes. Like, crazy. The success story.
Yeah, definitely.
One leaf. That's good. Trucking along. You guys are rocking it. Yes, everyone is rocking it. You crushed it. Had to step away, but have been working through beta reading. So,
Awesome.
love. Oh my gosh, I love beta reading. If there's anything that has my heart besides writing, it's just reading somebody else's. It's so fun. Oh my goodness.
I have never been a beta reader before, ever.
Really?
Well, someone shared one of my videos to somebody and they sent me their like first draft to critique. So I guess I did technically, but only
That
for
counts. That counts.
Yeah.
I forgot what I had before, but I'm at 1,052 for the day. That's really good.
That's
That's
awesome.
good. 100%. Everyone had a great day. Or was trying to. I don't want to assume. Either way, you guys did awesome. Okay, I think that's the last sprint of the night.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm hungry. I need to eat something.
So everyone, thank Charlie for coming on and joining the live stream on the channel.
Yes, it was
very
so
exciting.
much.
Hopefully we'll be able to plan one on hers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
tell everyone where to find you.
Oh yeah. So you can find me on YouTube at Charlie Ray Writes. That's my YouTube channel. I do like vlogging videos and vlogging like writing challenges and stuff. And then I'm also on Instagram. It's the same, Charlie Ray Writes. Pretty much every platform that you could ever want to find me on. So
Yep. And you guys already know I'm here on YouTube. I also have a TikTok and I also have an Instagram, but it has been a hot minute since I posted on either of those. So if you really want to enjoy the content, you just stay over here. But yes. Okay, whoa, we have lots of comments. Okay, everyone's saying thank you.
Oh, you guys are so welcome. This was so much fun. I really enjoy doing these, especially when I'm co-hosting with someone else.
Like, this is a little less.
Yeah, it's a little less first day of school energy and more like hangout energy. I love it.
But yes, thank you guys, everyone that came and watched. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys got so much done. Such amazing writers. This was very fun. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was just about to end it. You You hopped on. You're gonna be here for a minute. I mean, yes, very true. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad. I'm very happy. Okay, but anyway, bye everybody. I hope you
Bye.
guys have a good rest of your day. Bye. Oh, I didn't actually click it.